So now section 2, text number 9 to 11, only 3 verses. Now in text 8 it is mentioned that Srila Vyasadeva gave this knowledge to Sukadeva Goswami. So he gave this knowledge to Sukadeva Goswami, but immediately in the 9th question, in the 9th verse, Shaunak Rishi raises a question. What was the question? Sukadeva Goswami was already on the path of self-realization. Now why this is important, self-realization? He had no interest in material subject matter. And since he had no interest in material subject matter, and also it is mentioned, Saha vai nivritti nirata sarvatra upekshakam muni. Sarvatra upekshakam muni means he was indifferent to everything material. And Atma Ram. So it is mentioned he was indifferent to everything material. And also he was self-satisfied. He would not take any interest in any material subject matter easily. Now if he was so indifferent and he was self-satisfied, why would he take trouble? Why take trouble to study such a vast literature like Srimad Bhagavatam under Vyasadeva? Why would he take a trouble? That was a question asked by Shaunak Rishi. And as we can see, the inquisitiveness of the disciple carries on the transcendental subject matter further and further and makes it more and more deeper. So that is a question in text 9. And based on that, in the 10th and 11th verse, it is mentioned, especially 10th verse is the Atma Ram verse, where it is mentioned, it talks about Atma Rams or self-satisfied souls. It says all different varieties of Atma Rams. The translation says all different varieties of Atma Rams, especially those established on the path. So those already established on the path of self-realization, which means they have nothing to do with material world. They are absolutely indifferent, free from, so they are established on self-realization, and they are free from material bondage. They have no interest in this material world. Now it is mentioned, they desire to render unalloyed devotional service. They also desire to render unalloyed devotional service. So although they are indifferent, free from material bondage, they have no interest in material relationships, but they do desire one thing. They have a positive desire to render unalloyed devotional service. And what do we understand from this? Since Atma Ram's desire, Atma Rams who have no interest in any material quality, they desire something. They have a desire in devotional service to Supreme Personality of Godhead. This implies that because those who have no interest in material qualities take interest, which shows the Lord has all transcendental qualities. They are not material qualities. Otherwise, why would Atma Rams take interest? They have all transcendental qualities, and therefore these transcendental qualities attract everyone, attract all, including liberated souls. And liberated souls example is Sukadeva Goswami. He is also attracted because he is not attracted to anything mundane but transcendental. Such is the purity of the subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam. And then also another quality of, so Sukadeva Goswami, one quality is liberated soul. So therefore he was transcendental, and another quality is mentioned in text number 11. Because the whole question is about Sukadeva Goswami. This 9th and 11th is asking a question about Sukadeva Goswami. So it is mentioned Sukadeva Goswami was transcendentally very powerful, and also he was very dear to the devotees, especially because of taking interest in Srimad Bhagavatam. He was very dear to the devotees. The word says Nityam Vishnu Jana Priya. So therefore he underwent the study of this great narration, Srimad Bhagavatam. So by his interest in Bhagavatam, he became very dear to the devotees. The first paragraph of the purport says, according to Brahma Vaivarta Puran, Sukadeva Goswami was liberated soul even within the womb of his mother. Srila Vyasadeva knew that the child after his birth would not stay at home. Therefore, he gave him the synopsis of the Bhagavatam so that the child could be attached to the transcendental activities of the Lord. So Prabhupada is focusing on the importance of training the child or giving him the transcendental attraction towards the Lord. And the child was still more educated on the subject of Bhagavatam by the recitation of actual poems. And the last paragraph or the third paragraph of the purport says, practically he was thrown from the impersonal conception. So Sukadeva Goswami was liberated because originally he was on the impersonal conception. Only after hearing Bhagavatam he turned to the personal conception. This is only after hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So he was thrown away from the impersonal conception, thinking that he had simply wasted so much time. In other words, he realized more transcendental bliss with the personal feature than the impersonal. And from that time, not only did he himself become very dear to Vishnu Janas, but also Vishnu Janas became very dear to him. So devotees of the Lord became very dear to Sukadeva Goswami. Thus, 10th and 11th answer the question raised in text 9. That it is a self-realized souls also take interest because the qualities of the Lord are transcendental. And second thing is Sukadeva Goswami had become very dear to the devotees, and thus he also underwent the study of Bhagavatam because he had taken to the personalist conception. Like that. Hare Krishna.